It's a very interesting situation. So that's why I'm very, very bullish on ETH overall. I just think it's the most vibrant, deepest, broadest ecosystem with the most institutional style adoption, the most that people understand. And let's face it, there is only one money on the internet, and it's not Bitcoin. The money of the internet is Ethereum. It is the only ecosystem where we quote prices in a foreign currency. I am agnostic to who wins. I don't care. All I do is look at the chains and think, okay, I want to allocate capital. What ecosystem do I want to allocate to right now? What has the best risk-adjusted return? So there are going to be several projects that do much better than Ethereum and will do really well. I actually think Solana will do better than Ethereum, possibly. But there's many. So I'm not saying I'm an Ethereum maximalist in any way. I'm saying it has observable network effects beyond any other token ecosystem. The number of use cases, the applications, the number of wallet addresses, the kind of velocity of money, okay, that's amazing. So Ethereum is really special there. But staking is even more special. Another thing the US might try and crack down on. Brian Armstrong was worried about this. But staking is really special, and most people don't understand it because most people don't come from finance. Staking, as we know, you get given a yield if you stake crypto. And if you do it in Ethereum, what you're doing is you have to stake for a year if you're going to do it yourself, or if not, use Lido or Rocket Pool or whatever. But you've got a liquidity mismatch there because they're providing short-term liquidity in staking when it doesn't actually exist. So we know that these things can go wrong. Not saying that they will, but they could. So I won't do that. But this Shanghai fork means that liquidity is available to any staker at any time. What does that do? That creates a money market curve for Ethereum, which is like, people use CDs and they use 2-year bonds and they use this. This is what we're going to create. And that means you have financial liquidity to build things on top of, or you're incentivized to keep your money and stake it because you know you can get it back at any time, as opposed to some arbitrary date in a year's time when you don't know what the crypto market's going to look like. So I'm going to stake my stuff if I can then, and particularly if I can do it myself, which might be a little more difficult to do. It's in my control. Nobody can default on me. It's in the smart contract, and I'm going to get my money. So this is a very, very big innovation for what can be built on top of Ethereum. It's also a very, very important mechanism to what Ethereum has created, which is it now has this burning mechanism that is making it scarcer in supply. And we've seen that just coming off the bear market lows, the early stages of spring, the first shoots, the bloody thing went negative issuance already, deflationary. And right now there's only 16% of all ETH is staked. And if you think of staked ETH as taken off the market that nobody can use for derivatives or anything else, right? So you can't create, financial products out of it. Well, all the other big ecosystems like Solana and stuff have up to 40 to 60% staking. So let's assume Ethereum gets to 40%, 35%. So doubling at least of the number of people who've taken Ethereum out of supply. And imagine that's happening in the spring going to summer. There ain't any ETH. This is a problem. I think it may be such a problem in a bull market that it's either going to force massive upside volatility spikes that become kind of unmanageable, or if it does drive up fees so much, then obviously it bleeds into the layer twos. But they too consume ETH, so it's still circular. Yes, they consume less ETH, so it's a very interesting situation. So that's why I'm very, very bullish on ETH overall. I just think it's the most vibrant, deepest, broadest ecosystem with the most institutional style adoption, the most that people understand. And let's face it, there is only one money on the internet, and it's not Bitcoin. The money of the internet is Ethereum. It is the only ecosystem where we quote prices in a foreign currency. Now, what was hilarious today, there was a tweet out about the new Bitcoin NFTs, and they're like, they are 1 point whatever Bitcoin brackets X number of ETH. I found that hilarious because ETH is the money of the internet. Now, I don't think it's going to lose that. But that, again, doesn't mean it's the best performer because we're going to push use cases elsewhere for innovation. We've got things like Sui coming. Aptos hasn't fully been utilized yet. We need to see the network effect. Solana, I think they're aiming for the broadest adoption by making it a consumer-friendly place, to onboard normies. Okay, that's very powerful. If they get that right, then, and their work with people like Meta and stuff like that, Instagram is very interesting. That's super amazing. Polygon, okay, amazing group. What are they doing? They're onboarding a lot of people. They've got a lot of throughput, super interesting. Sui hasn't even come onto the market yet, and that is faster, incredible team, stuff like that. So there's a lot going on here. But ETH is the easiest way because it's probably got the least risk. I own a bit of Matic. I don't know how to approach it because I don't know how to measure the network effects in terms of, we don't know how it works really yet because it generates so much less fees. So you need so much more transaction volume to generate the network value. Bitcoin's network value is less throughput, higher transaction values, right? That's why Bitcoin is still the most dominant chain. I don't think that will last because of the dynamics of ETH. So I don't know how to value the layer twos. So I'm watching them with interest, and I got a bit of cash in them, and I'm sure I'll FOMO into something at the wrong point at some point. I think their marketing team is better, right? The game of network adoption is also attention, and they've just done a better job at getting attention. They understood that doing a deal with Google, which actually meant nothing, actually got them headlines everywhere that they've done deals with Google. They did one with Disney too. They're not doing anything really with Disney, but Matic, Disney. Narratives are what wins in this game. And, that's one of the reasons Bitcoin has kind of not outperformed in this down cycle, is because it's lost its narrative. It became much more insular. So that insular narrative is, you have to eat steak, do nothing but stack sats, and have this lifestyle of complete nothingness. It's not appealing to that many people. So it's less vibrant. It's interesting. So, because these are all memes as well as technology, but it's memes that drive the adoption. And then as people join it, they start creating use cases. I don't know. I always get, there was no upside to price predictions because your face gets rubbed in it. They cut this clip out and then say, look at you're a fucking moron. So, I just hate doing it, but I don't see any reason why it's not above 10,000. I see no reason at all why it's not above 10,000. So, that's a decent upside from here.